one of the interesting ones, and I think the timing of this is very interesting now, with Teddy Bridgewater obviously goes down and he's out for the season. The Colin Kaepernick situation is the interesting one, and from everything that we've read and heard, it does seem like the 49ers could be very close to releasing him. And to me, I mean, I'm totally against everything that he did. I think he showed the most blatant disrespect for the American flag, for the veterans, for the people who fought and built this country with what he did. And to me, his priority is not on football. I mean, he's so focused in this agenda that he has, that he's trying to push to the forefront of the table, and that has kind of been now what defines Colin Kaepernick. It's not the football player Colin Kaepernick, it's the guy who sat down and refuses to stand for the pledge of for our anthem and for our flag. That's what now defines Colin Kaepernick. And I read an article that there's a lot of NFL GMs that just wouldn't touch this guy in a heartbeat right now. And I understand it. I mean, look, if I was a GM, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole, no matter what my situation is. It's one thing to win, but you need to win your way. I covered the Giants last season for ESPN Radio Albany, and Tom Coughlin is a guy who I have the most respect for in the world, and he always said winning the right way means everything. And it truly does. Just to kind of be able to try to salvage something behind a guy where you just don't respect what he stands for and what he's done, to me, that just isn't worth it. I would rather lose the right with the right way being my fundamental basis than win the wrong way. It just comes down to you need to believe in what you're doing, and you need to have people around you that you believe in what they are doing. And I think right now Colin Kaepernick is just not one of those guys. And again, it would be one thing if Colin Kaepernick just didn't have this distraction thing looming over him, but the Colin Kaepernick, the football player, is not who we see right now. That is not what I think he's been all about. I mean, you even go on his Instagram account. It's kind of interesting, and I think you can kind of trace people's paths in life and kind of where they are right now, and you can kind of follow stages of their psyche by following their different stages of Instagram. And Colin Kaepernick's first stage of his Instagram account was kind of very flashy. Look at me, look at my cars, look at my tattoo, look at me do this. But now it all really does seem to be pushing this agenda that he has now, where obviously he's very, very pro the Black Lives Matters movement and the racial oppression in America. And it's not to say that there aren't issues that need to be worked out in America. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. But when you take the stance that he did and you disrespect our veterans, our military, our flag, that's something that's just unforgivable to a lot of people. It is to me as well, and I can't get past that. I think a lot of NFL GMs can't get past that. And this is a situation where if Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback, was the guy we would be able to identify, I think this would be a situation where with his skill set, with his speed and the way that he plays, he would have been able to slide into if the 49ers had released him. But still, I think Colin Kaepernick right now is just, we don't see him as Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback. We see him as Colin Kaepernick, the guy who's created a distraction for his team, for himself, and has just stood against a lot of things that people in this country hold very, very dear to their hearts. But that is about it for this segment. The Minnesota Vikings, we will certainly continue to see what they do, but I now have them at a 7-9 finish this season. Until the next time, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. Follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino. And I'll catch everybody in the next episode.